Hunger. It's considered a third world problem, but even in the land of plenty, the New World, there are people who don't get enough to eat. They are the big city hungry, and in the recession, their numbers are growing. While they scrounge for scraps, mountains of perfectly good food are wasted. A woman in New York has discovered an answer. It lies in the simple phrase, waste not, want not. North America is the world's food basket. Combines thresh the crops, harvesting food for a multi-billion-dollar industry that feeds millions of people. The continent's supermarkets are models of merchandising, row upon row of fresh produce attractively packaged in mouth-watering displays. But thousands are excluded. In the major cities, men, women, and children pick through cans of garbage looking for scraps of food. By one estimate, 200,000 people in New York City don't have enough to eat. The soup kitchens and free pantries can't cope with the demand. There's too little food and too many hungry people. And they are not just the chronic poor anymore. They come from a wide variety of backgrounds. Some of them are pensioners who simply cannot make ends meet on the assistance they get from government. It's not easy for some of these people to swallow their pride and accept free food, but their circumstances dictate that they must accept it. Because if they don't, the alternative is to go hungry. The signs of hunger are unmistakable. Most haven't eaten for at least 3 days. Shoulders stooped, their voices hoarse and weak, in their eyes a look of defeat.
If any one person is hungry, that is staggering. For any of us to have to go without food because we can't get it through our own resources, I think that is I can't accept that as a person. I'm going to try and find food, to get the food to them, if they want it.
Helen Pallett is a newcomer to New York, but she is no stranger to the problems of hunger. She worked with Mother Teresa in Calcutta, and just before Christmas she started an organization in New York called City Harvest.
And the food is there. The food is everywhere. We have it. We just haven't been able to network it to where the people are that are hungry.
So Helen Pallett became a sort of one-woman network. She found space on Manhattan's fashionable Upper East Side, installed an unfashionable filing cabinet, desk, and telephone, and set out to reap the harvest of food she knew was being wasted.
City Harvest.
One government study reported that 20% of all food prepared for human consumption ended up in garbage cans.
Oh, we'd be delighted to take your truckload of yogurt.
The chairman of New York's largest supermarket chain, Jules Rose, confirmed the waste.
Well, there was an estimate done a while back that there probably is over 30 or 40 million dollars worth of food disposed of in the greater metropolitan area alone.
One city, 1 year, 30 to 40 million dollars worth of food. Most shoppers simply don't want to buy a dented can with a torn label. It goes into the basement, the manufacturer issues a credit, and the food is thrown out.
So now what happens is that the City Harvest people come and say, look, it's perfectly good. It's an absolutely healthy product. Give it to us free of charge because you've already received credit for it. And we will give that to poor, needy people. That's a great idea because it gives you a use to a product that had no use before.
And it didn't take long for restaurants to climb aboard the City Harvest bandwagon. Like supermarkets, they also throw out tons of perfectly good food. For the Sahib restaurant, the problem was how to dispose of the spare parts from 1,500 chickens. The manager called City Harvest.
And I told them, being an Indian establishment, we didn't use the chicken wings, we didn't use the chicken livers, and there was a lot of, bones, lamb that we used. And if they would like to have all that, they said, don't throw away anything. We'll take every bit of it,
The Sahib now contributes 3,000 chicken wings and 1,500 chicken livers every week. And they're enlisting other Indian restaurants in the cause.
And this way, we think we are doing, it's going to good use, and people are going to use it. So we don't feel bad about we're not throwing away anything. We feel that everything is being used. I wish that everybody would do that,
The heart of the problem is distribution, moving that perfectly usable product to the hungry, and that's where volunteers come in. Pallett deploys her troops with the precision of a military commander.
Okay, you're going to take it to a couple of shelters that you've been to before. Okay, one is Resurrection House, 2541 7th Avenue. The phone is 348-5656. Okay, she can take about 500 of it. Right, 425 East 87th. Number is 289-6484. That's Sister Hayes. Okay, she can take about 300. And Mother Teresa's Soup Kitchen. Right, it's a new one we just picked up. Okay, 227 3rd. Over on, it's right on the corner of 88th Street. Okay, and that'll be Sister Margaret.
Day and night, whenever they have spare time, City Harvest volunteers crisscross New York, delivering food to the hungry. Ira Smolin is a house painter, and for him the rewards are personal.
I didn't know where I could help out, and I have, a limited amount of time, and so maybe the 2 or 3 hours a week that I have free, it's great to be able to give it here.
You know, a lot of people say, though, that, well, I'm just one person, I can't do anything, I can't make a dent in the problem. Do you think you're making a dent in the problem?
Yeah, sure. I think I fed maybe 100 people today by this one delivery.
And here's where it pays off. In the soup kitchen, one of 85 supplied by City Harvest. There are regulars here from all walks of life, many of them victims of the recession. Many of these operations all over the United States and Canada are supplied by food donations, but the recycling of perishable food on a large scale is unique to New York. Toronto and other cities are looking into the idea and may soon adopt it. And Helen Pallett says we're all responsible and all vulnerable.
Anybody can lose their job tomorrow. And any funds that we have set aside with the skyrocketing inflation we've had in the last few years, none of us ever had any idea that food would cost as much, or housing, or anything. I mean, how long could any of us live on the resources we have if we don't have another job tomorrow, if there's no more paychecks?
City Harvest is not the answer to feeding all of the hungry, nor has it stopped the wasting of food. But it's a beginning which has brought into practice the old adage, waste not, want not.